I was supposed to be 300 miles away on a business trip, but a canceled flight brought me home early, only to find my wife in our living room, whispering promises to another man under the glow of our anniversary candles. I caught my cheating wife when she thought I was out of town, but I wasn't. It was May 29th, 2025, and I'd told my wife, Sabrina, I'd be in Chicago for a 3-day marketing conference. I'm a 32-year-old digital strategist, often traveling for work, while Sabrina runs a small online boutique from our loft in San Francisco. We'd been married 4 years, and though we'd had our share of arguments, I thought we were solid until that night. My flight got canceled due to a sudden storm, and instead of texting her, I decided to surprise her by coming home early. I even stopped by a bakery to grab her favorite lemon tarts, imagining her smile as I walked through the door. But when I reached our loft around 8 p.m., the scene inside stopped me cold. Through the slightly ajar door, I saw Sabrina in a silk dress I'd never seen, our living room lit with the candles we'd bought for our last anniversary. She was on the couch, laughing softly, her hand on a man's knee, a man who wasn't me. He was older, maybe late 30s, with a sharp jawline and a suit that screamed money. "We have the whole weekend, darling," she whispered, her voice intimate. "He won't be back until Monday." My surprise turned to ice in my veins. I pushed the door open, the tarts hitting the floor with a dull thud. Sabrina's eyes widened in horror, her hand flying to her mouth. "Evan, what are you doing here?" she stammered, leaping up. The man stood too, adjusting his tie, his face a mix of guilt and defiance. I didn't give him a chance to speak. "I live here," I said, my voice low, trembling with rage. "Who the hell are you?" He muttered his name, Daniel, a business partner. But Sabrina's tears told me everything. She admitted they'd been seeing each other for 6 months, using my frequent trips as cover. Daniel was a wealthy investor she'd met while sourcing products for her boutique, and what started as a professional connection turned into an affair. The betrayal cut deeper than I could have imagined. I kicked Daniel out, his apologies trailing behind him, and turned to Sabrina. She begged for forgiveness, saying she felt lonely with me always gone, that Daniel made her feel seen. But her excuses felt hollow. I'd been working hard for us, for the future we'd dreamed of. I told her to leave, and she packed a bag, sobbing as she walked out into the foggy San Francisco night. Alone in our loft, I sat among the scattered candles, their flames flickering like the memories of our marriage, now tainted. The weeks that followed were a haze of grief and clarity. I threw myself into work, redesigning my life as a single man. I started painting again, a hobby I'd abandoned after we got married, finding solace in the strokes of color on canvas. Sabrina tried reaching out, but I wasn't ready to hear her voice. One evening, I walked to the Golden Gate Bridge, watching the city lights reflect on the water, and realized I didn't need her to feel whole. I needed to rediscover myself. As I stood on the bridge, the cool wind carrying the scent of the bay, I felt the weight of Sabrina's betrayal lift like fog in the morning sun. She thought I was out of town, but that night brought me back, not just to our home, but to the man I'd lost in the chaos of our marriage. I painted a sunrise that evening, its colors bold and unapologetic, a promise to myself that I'd rise again. Sometimes the greatest surprises aren't the ones we plan, but the ones that lead us back to who we're meant to be.